Hi and welcome to episode 10 and the final episode of Drama and Theatre Grade 9. In this final episode, I will talk about to analyze a performance and also about how to work with quality assurance when it comes to your own group process in preparing, rehearsing, and performing. As you remember from some episodes previous to this, I mentioned the technique for the actors to think about first you observe, then you validate, and after that you react. It's the closest to something can come to a scientific work actually, but because this is what you do in science. You collect data. You analyze the data and then you write your report and come with your results. It's the same way of thinking when it comes to theatre. And now we are talking about analyzing the performance. I have divided it into 3 steps where you start with the description. You continue with the interpretation, and then finally you talk about the reflections that concerns you privately anyway. So let's go back to the first part. When it comes to observing or describing, it can be almost the same thing. You are using your objective mind to be able first to describe what did I see. That means what kind of actions did I see? What kind of props did I see? What kind of set design? How was the light? You go through the question what before you turn to the next question who. That means who did I see? How did I understand the characters to say that this is the police officer, this is the mother, this is a brother and a sister, and so on. Then you continue to analyze, or rather you think about describing where was this. That means again, what kind of clues did I get from the set design, the way they are talking on stage, and so on. And then finally, you have the when, it's about the time. So you collect first data around these 4 questions to be able to describe what you have seen. Then you go to the next step, the interpretation. Then you can ask yourself, why did they choose to do this in the performance? Because what you must remember, to take a performance seriously is to think about not everything that is there to show the audience is there to mean something. Even if you can imagine there could be some mistakes done. But you have to see it as this is a conscious choice from the performers to do exactly this, what they are doing. So here you ask yourself, why? Why did I see what I saw? And how do I understand what they wanted to tell me with the story? And why did they want to give me this kind of message? Because theater is communication. And this step is about analyzing and creating an interpretation from yourself. Because you have different experiences, and some things you see will have a different impact on you than on your neighbor, also watching the same performance. So that's why it is about communication. The last step is to reflect about what did this mean to me? What kind of feeling did I have after the performance? What kind of character did I sympathize with or maybe even identify with? What can I learn from this performance to my own life? Because people are struggling on stage. I don't mean the actors, I mean the characters, to overcome difficulties, to achieve something. Maybe you can learn something from that as well, because they are, like you, someone who tried to achieve something in your life. So this is a question you can ask yourself: what does this mean to me? And what effect did all these kind of actions and conflict, what did they have on me? Then I want you to think in a professional way now. If you have been a group yourself performing and you are watching someone else, you can compare with the rest of your group members. The whole team can compare your experiences to see what differs. Did we see the same thing? Why didn't we see the same thing? And this could be a feedback that can be very good to give back to the performing group so that they can clarify for the future. Just remember, everything about constructive criticism is about improving, helping people, helping a performer to improve for the future. It's not about killing someone. So that's why also you have to motivate when you see something that was not good or not clarified. You have to motivate using this kind of steps: describing, interpretation, and reflecting. Now over to your own group process. I will also show you this book one more time. Of course, everything I have shown is not here, and there is a lot more things in this book, the textbook for grade 9, than what I have been able to cover. In this book, you have actually a very nice guide plan for going through the performance to analyze it. You have 22 different things to look for, and you can even add some yourself if you like. It's a very useful tool. Now over to your own group. You have gone through a process where you have started to prepare something, you have gone through improvisations, you have started to rehearse, and finally you have done your performance. I want you to go through the same steps with a group, talking about first the rehearsing process. Did we have any strength in this process that we must remember for the future? Did we do something that was extremely good, just to keep it for our memory? Again, this is about quality assurance. You can also ask yourself in the group, did we have any weaknesses? If we had weaknesses, what kind of way did we choose to overcome these weaknesses? Or did they remain through the whole process? Just again, to keep in mind for the future, the good things and the weak things. Did we have anything that affected us in a negative way during the whole process, even in the performance, that we must remember for the future? So, and finally, in the group, you summon up everything to remember for the future. And this is not only about theater, because in any work you will find in the future, you will be involved in group work, team collaboration, and you will see that you will benefit from everything you have learned in the process here in grade 9, producing theater that communicates to an audience. You have learned so many more things, and it's important you put it almost on paper to remember it for the future. One more thing before the end. If you really want to learn about theater, I recommend you, and I want to encourage you to watch as much theater as you can here in Mauritius. Live theater. Not only the best performances, you can see even the not so good performance, because maybe from there you will learn so many things that you can keep in mind for the next project you are doing. So watch performances. Thank you.